Hey everyone, Volty here. Today we're going to be doing a tier list slash color pie quiz. Everyone's favorite color in Magic means something different to them. For some people it's going to be the color that they started with, maybe it's the color they most identify with, maybe it's the color combination that they make the most commander decks for example. So in that sense, what your favorite color or color combination tends to be very important to most people. Now, obviously, there's plenty of people who aren't attached to the colors in that way, myself included. However, obviously, the vast majority of the community has some kind of connection to one or more of the colors, or even colorless, which unfortunately is not an image option, but I'll discuss that one. We're going to be rating things on whether they're based or cringe. Very simple. If your favorite color combination suggests enough about your personality that I wouldn't enjoy talking to you, you're going in cringe. Now that's not to say I won't talk to you. If, for example, you're an Azorius player and you decide to come up to me to have a conversation at an RCQ, I'm not going to be rude about it, but I will suspect that you're a cop, and ACAB stands in every sense of the word, including in Magic the Gathering. So, for starters, we've already mentioned it, let's put Azorius straight in cringe, and then we'll go from there. Mono White has an interesting history. Death and Taxes for the longest time was the legacy deck that was the most hard mode, I guess you'd call it. You're a deck playing 4 Rishadan Ports and a bunch of Savannah Lions and Grizzly Bears and hoping to win the game before your opponent beat you to death. In recent times, they've printed more and more cards that make Mono White just exceptional as a color identity. Solitude is a big one, Felia is a big one. However, I still think the color needs help, and it is easily one of the worst colors in general. So we're going to put white in based. I think if your favorite color combination is mono white, you get a tick of approval. Mono blue is going straight into cringe. I don't care that you play Merfolk. I don't care that you play Wizards. If your favorite thing to do is play counter spells and draw spells, that's okay. You just have to accept that you might not be great conversation. Mono black is also going to go into cringe. The Kyles of the world are going to be upset about this and throw their, chain link metal necklaces at me. I don't care. Unless it's specifically mono black zombies in a format or a time where that is bad, mono black is always cringe. It's as simple as that. You think that you're hard moding because you can't blow up enchantments or you can't blow up artifacts, except you can make them discard them, or you can play Feed the Swarm, and, Wizards has definitely not left you behind, especially with the printing of so many bangers recently, like Orcish Bowmaster, Sheldred the Apocalypse, Grief. Get out of here. Mono red is also going to go into cringe. Now this is going to be contentious, and this is a very controversial video already. But if you align yourself with mono red as a color identity because you like playing aggressive decks, that's where the line gets crossed. If you play aggro decks because they're good, or because they're difficult, or because they're not good because you think they're they're poorly positioned, that's fine. If you always play mono red and you're the mono red guy, that's cringe. Get out of here. Play another color. Mono green is an interesting case. See, the thing is, a long time ago, when the color pie was created, mono green had an ideal, and it was, I'm going to play mana dorks, I'm going to play big creatures, I'm not going to draw cards, I'm going to interact with some permanent types. And then over the time, all of those lines have been blurred really heavily around green. Like, the other 4 colors have retained more of their color identity than green has. In saying that, if you're playing mono green in any constructive format, you're probably playing on hard mode, because mono green is the best color to play a second color in to show up your weaknesses. So if you're not doing that, you're intentionally handicapping yourself for the sake of purity, I guess. So we're going to put mono green in based. I think I'm going to put it under mono white because it's way harder to be a mono white mage, but we'll sit it there. Let's go to the 3 color combos. Esper, big cringe energy, but not as bad as mono black or mono blue. Esper and Grixis are the big control deck 3 color combinations, but at the same time, by being white as well as blue and black, you shore up a lot of your weaknesses, so you're actually just playing a good color combination. Yeah, let's put that in cringe. I think if you align yourself with Esper, you probably play Allura, you probably gain a lot of life over the course of the game, or you play a lot of blue and black cards and 1 or 2 white cards and call yourself an Esper mage, which is also cringe. Pick a lane. Bant's going into based. Bant is actually pretty hard to play in most constructed formats, and aligning yourself with Bant, like, Bant has an interesting history. When it came out in Alara, Bant were the cops, but over time that has stopped being the case very much as it's become much more Azorius focused, and Bant has become more green heavy than it used to be. At its core, it's meant to be about doing everything pretty poorly, and I think we've seen that over time with printings like Endless Detour, Bant Charm originally, obviously. And the color combination of blue, green, and white is kind of just bad at everything. So if you align... Well, it's not good at any one thing. It's just kind of a jack of all trades. So because of that, I'm going to put it in based. Naya is definitely based. I'm going to put it here. Naya's like Bant, but you don't get to play blue cards, and blue cards are broken. If you're playing Naya for any reason, you have decided to completely eschew traditional forms of interaction, like Thoughtseize and Counterspell, which means if you're a Naya mage, you have assigned yourself the ability to attack and nothing else. And you have stretched your mana so that you can attack better and play Wild Nacatl. That's based. Grixis is cringe for sure. I'm going to put it down here. Grixis is just too easy to be good. I can't remember the last time any Grixis deck was playable but was bad. So it's going to go here. If you align yourself with Grixis as a color combination, you know, put away the Nickelback CDs and talk to your mum. Jund is cringe, but at the top of cringe. Yeah, I'm okay with it being here. Jund has an interesting history as well, in that it's the color combination that doesn't actually exist as a color combination. Jund decks are almost always just a collection of cards. There have been very, very few Jund decks in Magic's history that have mattered that they were those 3 colors. Most of the time it's just the best cards in those 3 colors, and you slam them together and you call yourself Jund, which is a little based, but at the same time, like, just playing the good cards is fine. Playing the good cards and calling yourself a Jund mage because you like playing Tarmogoyf after Thoughtseize, that's cringe. Jeskai is based. Jeskai is a weird one. On the surface, it seems like a typical control color scheme, and you know, you seem to be trying to put together some sort of control game plan, but at its core, Jeskai has always been here's my stuff, I'm going to interact with you the bare minimum and hope I can just kill you. So it's like a Boros deck, splashing blue, and most Jeskai decks have been like that. There are obviously some Azorius decks that have been splashing red, but I think if your color alignment eschews black and green, and you're playing blue, red, and white, which are all supporting colors, that's kind of cool. Mardu is hella based. Mardu is incredibly based. Blue is the best color, and in recent years especially, green has been the second best color, if not the best color. Playing Mardu in most formats is hard mode. All of your colors are good at the same thing, which is killing creatures, which makes it much more impactful that you can't interact on the stack, and you can't ramp, and it's kind of hard for you to deal with artifacts and enchantments. Obviously you're in white, but white's worse than that, than green. Mardu's incredibly based. I think Sultai is going to come in based as well. This is more of a gut feeling, but Sultai feels like the little sibling of Grixis and Esper and Jund and a bunch of other color combinations. Aligning yourself with Sultai takes some guts, because it's so much easier to play two of those colors with any of the other colors and just do better and have a better deck and have a better core. So I'm going to put it... Yeah, I think Sultai mages are pretty based. Tamer is cringe, but not that cringe. 90% of Tamer decks are Simic decks playing red cards, and they're almost always base green. There's very few exceptions of Tamer decks that aren't base green. Tamer Delver is one example, and when people play green in Splinter Twin to play Tarmogoyf, but on average, Tamer decks exist because you can't win the game with just green cards, but the green cards are really good, like Primeval Titan or Explore or Lotus Cobra or something. I'm gonna say Abzan's cringe. Again, purely vibes based. I don't mesh with Abzan mages. Some aspects of Abzan are incredibly based. Siege Rhino, the card, is one of the most based cards you could ever put on the stack. It doesn't do anything incredible, but it does the same thing against everyone, and that thing is Siege Rhino, and that's a huge deal. But over time, that's become a bit warped, and the essence of Abzan has been lost, and now it's kind of just green splashing white and black most of the time. So I'm going to put it there. 5 color is by far the worst. If you identify specifically as a 5 color mage, that's omega cringe. Just pick a color. It doesn't matter what colors you like. It doesn't matter what colors you don't like. Saying you like all of them and trying to be the stepmother that stepped up is incredibly cringe, and I will lose all respect for you. Orzhov is cringe for sure. If you identify as an Orzhov mage, just don't. Just don't. Like, not even the in-law characters in Orzhov really enjoy being Orzhov. They kind of just do it because that's the way the system continues. Cringe. Boros is cringe, but top of cringe, I think. Being a Boros mage is okay. Identifying as a Boros mage, putting on the Boros shirt, bringing all of the Boros tokens to pre-release because you know that you're going to be playing Grizzly Bears, that's omega cringe. Selesnya is gonna go in... I'm gonna say Selesnya rides the line but goes in the based category. I kind of just, I don't know, I vibe with Selesnya mages. They seem like cool people. Sometimes they're not, but on average, the people who are Selesnya mages are usually pretty chill, and they kind of just let the world move on in the ways that it needs to. Dimir is just above Azorius. Being a Dimir mage, it's not it. You know, feeling like you're the covert operative of Ravnica and you like messing with people's plans and you like probing them for information. For a context, I don't really like playing Rogue in D&D, and I feel like Dimir is the Rogue color pairing. Not a fan. Izzet, however, is going into based. Now this is an interesting one. I think true Izzet mages are incredibly fun. The types of people who will flip coins to win games with Crack the Thumbless, the types of people who will put an epic experiment on the stack for 10 and just hope it works out, that's fucking based. To have a really powerful color combination and use that for the purposes of chaos, chef's kiss. Simic is also based. I think it's gonna go here. Actually, I'll put it a bit lower. Simic mages are okay. Some of them are issues. For the most part, people who like Simic like the sort of lore of it. Most of the Vorthoses I know relate really hard with Simic, so I'm going to put them up here. Rakdos is incredibly based. Until recent history, playing Rakdos as your colors in any format, including Commander, was an incredibly losing play. Like, you're at such a disadvantage playing Rakdos because every single time they make a mechanic for every color pairing, Rakdos gets the short end of the stick. It gets Hellbent, for example. And it's never been good. Every now and then, enough red and black cards come together to make Rakdos quite good. But at the same time, being a Rakdos mage at heart, that's kind of sick. Golgari is fine. I'm going to put it on the low end of based. There are plenty of reasons to be a Golgari mage that are cringe as hell, but if you're like a bug lady, A+. No comments here. And on average, I think most Golgari people are pretty good. Last is Gruul. Gruul is going to get a special category because Gruul is the most based color combination, and it is not close. Now you might be thinking, Volty, why would Gruul be better than every other color combination in Magic the Gathering? It's just the green-red idiots color combination. There's nothing special about it. And it's a very simple answer. No turfs on Gruul turf. This video was brought to you with the help and support of my patrons up here. If you'd like to support me and my content, or if you'd like to see your name up on screen, click the link below. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified of upcoming videos. It's more important than you'd think, and it doesn't cost you anything. Leave a like if you like the video, and I'll catch you all next time.